Welcome to Console Loop Weekly, where we go over the top gaming headlines of the past week. Our leading topics include MediEvil designer Jason Wilson is selling his entire collection, and Hogwarts Legacy's Nintendo Switch release has been delayed again. Nintendo Switch players will have to wait a bit longer to get their hands on Hogwarts Legacy. The official Twitter page announced that the Nintendo Switch port has been delayed to November 14th. While this has worried some, in my opinion this is good news. This port could have easily been cancelled since the hardware is even more outdated than the Xbox One. They also could have gone the lazy route and made it a crappy cloud port that many studios have resorted to on Switch to get their games on the system. At the end of the day, if they can get Hogwarts Legacy to look decent enough and run at a solid 30 FPS like the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One ports earlier this month, it will be a true feat for the studio. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 was released back in 2016 to less than stellar reviews and currently sits at a 72 on Metacritic for PS4, with many reviews noting the lack of improvements over the first entry. But that didn't stop it from success, as Bandai Namco announced both Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and Dragon Ball FighterZ have set records for the series, as each game has sold over 10 million copies. It was also shared that Xenoverse 2 is still averaging 1 million monthly players, which is insane. It's amazing when older games receive support and updates long after release, though Xenoverse 2 could use a graphics upgrade more than anything, as I remember even maxed out on PC it wasn't winning any categories for looks. To celebrate these two Dragon Ball Z games, Bandai will be offering some small gifts. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 players will be getting a special raid quest and a login bonus campaign. Dragon Ball FighterZ players will be getting a new ranked match challenge and access to DLC characters for free for a limited time between May 9th through June 22nd. Redfall released last week and review scores are pretty bad. Currently sits at a 54 for PC from 46 reviews and a 56 for Xbox Series X and S from 62 reviews on Metacritic. Xbox couldn't have created a bigger moral dampener if they tried, as they were thought to be building toward one of the best years in recent times. The head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, reacted to the criticism during an interview with Kinda Funny Games. There's nothing that's more difficult for me than disappointing the Xbox community, and just to kind of watch the community lose confidence, be disappointed, I'm disappointed. I'm upset with myself. I think back to the announcement of 60 frames per second, and then we weren't shipping 60 frames per second. That was kind of our punch to the chin, rightfully, a couple weeks ago. Then seeing the game come out and the critical response was not what we wanted, and it's disappointing. I want to give the teams the creative platform to go and push their ability, push their aspirations, but I also need to have a great selection of games that are continuing to come out that surprise and delight our fans, and we under-delivered on that, and for that I apologize. To name a few flaws I've experienced myself and seen others mention: always online, it disconnected on me randomly an hour in, dead open world, bad AI, non-existent story, glitches, half-baked mechanics, and more. It's so bad that it has people worried about Xbox's most anticipated release, Starfield. Despite all the backlash from Redfall's launch, Microsoft still delivered on providing a good Game Pass game in Hi-Fi Rush earlier this year. Hi-Fi Rush happily sits at an 89 Metacritic score for PC and an 87 for the Xbox Series X and S. Even the user score is high for PC and Xbox with an 8.8 and 8.9 respectively. We can only hope Starfield is a better game than Redfall, but check out our review of Hi-Fi Rush on consoleloop.com if you're interested. The next lineup of games for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium subscribers has been revealed, and they will become available beginning May 16th. This month also sees the return of 3 PSP classics: Siphon Filter, Logan Shadow, Blade Dancer, Lineage of Light, and Pursuit Force. I'm not going to go over the entire list. For that you can check out our website, but the highlights include Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart PS5, Humanity for PS4 and PS5, Watch Dogs Legion for PS4 and PS5, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition for PS4, The Evil Within 2 PS4, Wolfenstein Youngblood PS4, and for only PlayStation Plus Premium subscribers, Ghostbusters the Video Game Remastered PS4. The PlayStation exclusive series MediEvil made its debut back in 1998 to a mostly positive reception from critics. Even though the series has not had a sequel since 2000, it did garner enough fan interest for Sony to remake the original game, not only on the PSP, but most recently on PS4 in 2019. Sadly, due to financial troubles, the designer and writer of MediEvil, Jason Wilson, is being forced to sell his entire archive of medieval art. Here's a quote: It is with a heavy heart that I have decided to sell my entire archive of art and gameplay design for MediEvil. This was work that I undertook as the game's lead game designer, art director, concept art, level design, co-writer, and voice actor and director. Due to changes in my personal life and the protracted situation trying to obtain video game work, means that I am in financial woes. This archive of game design work spans hundreds of handcrafted original drawings, designs, and maps made by me." End quote. This collection will certainly have diehard fans salivating due to the amount of never-before-seen concept art. Some fans have even shown interest in buying a book that contains all the art in it. The original PlayStation generation was the start of some truly amazing games. While most have returned from the grave over the years, MediEvil has only seen 2 remakes that didn't click with critics like the original. As a huge fan of MediEvil myself, I believe with a proper reboot and a focus on the Tim Burton art style, this series could become a huge hit all over again. That's the end of this weekly recap. Remember to follow Console Loop on Twitter and subscribe on YouTube to help us keep you in the loop.